Hello everyone, today we will be talking about heatsink compounds, what it is, why you want it, and how to apply it. To start off with, heatsink compound is a type of gooey material thing that you apply between your CPUs and your heat sinks to transfer the heat more efficiently, so to be able to keep your processors cooler and run more efficient. The way you apply it is quite simple. All you do is squirt a pea-sized drop on your processor. But first you need to clean them. Let's do that now. Okay, so first off we need to make sure we have everything that we're going to need used. Before we apply the thermal compound, we're going to need to clean the heatsink and CPUs. So we need some isopropanol rubbing alcohol. The stronger the better, but even just 70% will work just fine. Something to wipe it on and off with. Old t-shirt works. If you got a microfiber cloth, that'd be great, but really anything is fine. And of course the thermal compound. Next video I'm going to be testing which thermal compound is better, if any. And but for now I got the Antec Formula 7 Nano Diamond, and that's what I'm going to be using. All of them work the exact same, and that's how we're going to do it. Okay, let's get started. First off, we need to take our device we're wiping down with, make sure there's no cat hair or anything on it. Open up our rubbing alcohol. And then just put this over the top, flip it upside down, and right side up. You got a little bit of rubbing alcohol on here. Now all you got to do is take and wipe down the surface of your processor. And it'll just dry itself off. It's nice and quick like that. Wipe this off. I know that these haven't been used. I don't need to wipe off any old compound, but it's always good to make sure there's no dust or anything on your processors, because any little thing can affect performance. So we're getting these wiped down, and okay, let them dry off for 10 seconds. And then we're going to take our thermal compound, just open up the box, and with this specific thermal compound, when you open it up, you get a little squeegee thing and the thermal compound. I'm not going to be using the squeegee, so I'm just going to take the thermal compound and get started. So here's a little thermal compound. It comes in a little syringe, really easy to use, got a nice little cap. Just pull to remove the cap. And you want to squeeze about a pea size worth of thermal compound onto the thing. You don't want to get too much because this stuff is generally conductive. So if it gets on the motherboard, that can be an issue. That might be a little much, but should be just fine. Then you want to take and put on your heatsink. This one goes in like this, but it's going to vary. If you have a desktop, it's probably not going to be anything like this. But put on your heatsink. You might want to move it around a little. It's good, nice and tight in there. And I have two, so I got to do this over again. You just put it in, tighten it down, and move it around. Now, if you're not sure if you use too much, too little, it's okay if you want to go ahead and remove the clip, remove the heatsink. You got a nice big amount here, and it's spread perfectly all over the processor here. Let me see if I can get a better view of that. Okay, as you can see, we have the whole thing entirely covered. But say you only have about half of it covered. It's okay, because there's just a little chip right in the middle is what you're trying to cool down. So that just spreads the heat around. If you got that much, that's the perfect amount. So you just go, put your heatsink on, and that's it. You've successfully installed your CPU's thermal compound and heatsink. Okay, thanks for watching my video on how to install thermal compounds onto your processor, how to do it correctly. And if you like the video, please thumbs up and subscribe. There'll be more coming soon. Our next video is going to be about what thermal compound performs best, is there any real difference, and do you need to get the expensive stuff? Thanks for watching. If you have idea of a future video, please leave it in the comments. Anything you'd like to mention, go ahead and leave it down below in the comments. Thanks for watching.